Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, Shazman. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
Congratulations for your PMP success. I can see smile on your face. How are you feeling?
Awesome. Over the moon.
Oh,
Just cannot express my feelings in words. And credit to you, most importantly, for guiding me through all the process and making it so easy, most importantly.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, that is the idea for this PMP courses and the entire process. So, thank you so much for your time. This video would be really helpful for people who would be watching this, and most importantly, I would like to share happiness and these, success moments with my students because these are really important. So let's start with brief introduction. Where are you from? What do you do? How much experience do you have? And especially the industry in which you work in.
Yes. Yes. Basically, I'm an electronics engineer and I work in Oil and Gas Development Company Limited, Pakistan. I have over 15 years of experience in operation maintenance and project management. I've been a part of a couple of very huge projects on behalf of OGDCL, with installation, commissioning, and you can say that which involves all process of installing a gas processing plant. So the main idea of having this certification is to get a recognition of all the experience that I have in project management and to gain a visibility with regards to future employment.
That's great. That's great. What was the process? What was the exam preparation strategy that you used to pass the exam?
It was very simple.
Right.
Since you gave all the tools, techniques, and ideas on how to crack the exam, and especially your sessions, mock sessions, Q&A sessions, was so hard that I was battle hardened, and the exam just like a walk in the park after that. So after following your guidelines, I would just advise all the aspirants to follow your guidelines. That's the most important part. Until you have a plan, you won't be able to crack it. And you have a plan. You shared it with all of us, and it was just after that it was just formality, I would say.
Right. So you started with 4 days. I think your course was around 10 days, I guess.
Yes, it was especially designed for us.
Yeah.
It was about 10 days, yes.
Yes. How was the course? What did you like in the course?
Uh, when we started, things were not that simple
Right.
because especially the agile concepts, we were not, you can say, accustomed to those concepts. So initially it was a bit difficult, but when you share the plan of reading through the material, the books, the guides that you had, the things started becoming easy, and we started to learn the concepts. Not until I read the book you recommended, Rita Malkahi, I wasn't able to grasp all the concepts, especially agile concepts. I had a plan of reading the book twice, as you instructed, and then I went back to your lectures and then reviewed them again. This made it very, very, very helpful. So it was good. Lectures were very good, very detailed, and made certain concepts very easy to understand, which weren't very easy to understand when you read the book.
Right, right. Great. And after the sessions, you studied PMP exam prep by Rita. And what did you do after that?
I read the book and I started solving mock exams, chapter-wise mock exams, which you shared with us. And I wasn't getting good scores as I shared with you initially. I was getting around 60, 65, but I kept going back to the book, your lectures, your notes, especially your notes, very interactive notes. And I had a plan to to, just as you shared in your lectures, to uh, understand the concept, core concept of agile, hybrid models, waterfall methodologies, because only then you would be able to crack the exams. So initially, I was trying to wrote all the things that were mentioned in the books and your lectures, but that wasn't working. Not until I understood the concepts that I was able to score good in mock exams. And your mock exams are very, very, very good. Only because of those mock exams, I was able to prep so well that I would say that 15, 20 questions into the exam, main exam, I knew that I will clear the exam.
Right. So you were confident.
Yes, 15, 20 questions into the exam, first half an hour, I knew that if I stay focused, attempt all the questions, and especially manage my time, I will crack the exam.
Yes, absolutely. If somebody gets 70% marks in my mock exams, that's, guaranteed, like the person is going to pass the exam.
Exactly, exactly. If I were to rate your mock exams versus the actual PMP exam, I would say 7 out of 10 for your mock. I would say 9 out of 10 for your mock exam and 7 out of 10 for the real exam.
Yeah, those are slightly difficult, and
Yes,
intentionally they are developed in a way like to challenge students. So if you feel comfortable in my mock exam, it means the exam would be relatively easier. You will feel more comfortable in the exam. So yes. One more important thing, you are one of those students who attended almost all my weekly Q&A sessions, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I really, appreciate, because the time zone difference, uh, we used to conduct those sessions in 9 p.m. EST for US and Canada time zone. But you were in Pakistan and you were attending all the sessions. So first of all, thank you for that. How would you rate them? How important are those sessions? And then I'll be asking another questions, the difficulty level of those questions, and then how relevant those were if you compare them with the real exam.
very relevant, and very important to solve all those questions. When you asked us to start attending those Q&A sessions, I guess you were doing fourth or fifth session,
Yeah.
and at that time those agile concepts were just going over my head. In fact, it was going over all of our heads.
Yeah.
So, but the main objective of those questions, as you kept on insisting, that to learn the concepts. Every question has a core concept, and you have to understand it. Only because of those concepts, only because of those questions, I was able to truly understand the basic concept of agile. And I kept going back to these questions. If you were to ask me, for the first 100 questions, I went them at least 3 times before going for the exam and truly understanding all the concepts. I went through those 100 questions, especially 3 times, and then I was able to understand the basic concepts and how to apply elimination method, and how to choose the best answer for those questions. So yes, the quality of those Q&A sessions really helped. And as I said, a battle hardened me. So the exam was just way too easy after that.
Yeah, absolutely. Those questions are extremely difficult when it comes to, if we compare them with the real exam, because exam is combination of easy questions, medium level difficulty question, and extremely difficult.
Yes.
But in those weekly session, I only select those questions which are extremely difficult to really, really challenge the student. And most of the time, I get messages from students like, "Hey, Amar, seems like this exam is not for us. We are not going to pass the exam because we are just getting 3 out of 10. We are getting 4 out of 10." And most of the students, they get 5, 4, 5, 4, and especially in those agile questions, especially first 100 questions, those are extremely challenging. But I believe those questions are really important to understand practical implications or application of agile concept.
Yes.
So those questions are not designed just to test the theoretical understanding. Those are really test the practicalities, like how you actually use these approaches and principles in real life. So if someone goes through these questions, these Q&A sessions that we are having today, we completed 26th session, I guess, or 27th. So 270 questions. So these 270 questions are 270 concepts.
I-
So if someone goes through these mock exams, I think half of the exam is done. Yes.
True.
So how much time you actually spent in the entire preparation process from start till end? Once the course is over, after that, how much time did you spend in terms of hours or days or whatever units you want to use?
Yes, it varied. Understanding that I was working as well. So fortunately, our job is like that. I have a rotation, 21-21 rotation. So I am for 21 days at field and 21 days at vacation off days. So during the 21 days, initial 21 days when I was site, so I wasn't able to dedicate more than an hour and a half for the course. But I gradually build it up from 1 hour to 4 hour at in the last three, 2.5, 3 weeks. So it varied, but the main objective was to go through the book, Rita. And let me tell you, I went through that book 4 times. You asked me to go through that book two times, and I went through that book 4 times, and it really helped. It really helped. So the time is really important, and most importantly, the time 2 to 3 weeks before the exam, it really helped because getting into that zone, getting into that exam zone, getting all the concepts ready before the exam, so it really mattered.
So you spend a lot of time. We can safely say that 20, 30 hours in the first month, and then roughly 60, 70 hours in last 20 days that you spent.
Yes,
So around 100 hours you spent and you were thoroughly prepared. You
exactly.
read the book, solved all the mock exams, and you attended all the Q&A sessions. So, all right. What was your average percentage of marks in my mock exams that I shared with you?
As I said, initially I was scoring around 60, 65, but as I understood the concepts, as I kept reading the book once, twice, and thrice, it gradually improved from 60 to 65 and then 70. And finally, when I scored my last mock exams, complete mock exams, one of the 4 exams that you shared with us, I got 75. So
75.
on that day, I was confident that I will be able to clear the exam. So I just scheduled my exam for the next day because the date is readily available, and just went for the exam.
Right. One of the challenges that you mentioned, like after the course, you felt difficulty in understanding agile concepts and you got help from those Q&A session. Those Q&A session were instrumental in understanding agile concept. Was there any other challenge or difficulty that you faced in the entire process?
Not really. Not really, because I was very dedicated. I had a plan that I will not only attend your session, but I will go for the exams as well. I can see that other participants of our group, except for 3, 4, 5 candidates, I am not able to understand why they have not gone for the exams as well. And I can also see, because I have other of my colleagues as well, that once the session completes, the motivation goes down for going for the exam. So I had a plan to go for the exams, and I just worked at it despite my schedule, despite my professional commitments. I just kept working at it, and I had a plan to go for the exam. So no difficulty as long as you are committed, as long as you are motivated, and uh, and that's it.
You actually answered my next question, and that was with family, with job, with friends, and everything. How did you manage time and how did you stay committed and determined? Like, you have to do it. Like, what was the key driver?
Yes, a number of things. Most importantly, your motivation, your confidence, because you specially invested in all of us. You specially designed that course, and you specially molded that course according to our needs because of the time difference. And secondly, because of my professional, you can say, uh, uh, aspirations. I wanted to get this certification badly, really badly. And uh, I had a definite help from two of my colleagues, Bilal and Fahad. They also kept motivating me, and obviously nothing would be possible without the help of your family. So they really compromised a
Mm.
lot during this last 2 3 months, because they have to suffer as well, and really help, really thankful to all of them, you, my colleagues and family, for motivating and helping me through all this process.
All right. So it's a collective effort of people around
Exactly.
you. All right, great. Okay, let's talk about a little bit about the exam day. If I talk about how did you manage your time during the exam? So, total 230 minutes. You were telling me something about confusion. What was that?
I don't know for what reason. I was under the impression that the exam duration is 240 minutes. Uh, Although you kept telling us that you have to schedule your exam like 80 minutes for first sections and then 75 for the last two sections. And I just understood that you are giving us 230 minutes to get that 10 minutes question. I don't know why I just had this in my mind that we'll have 240 minutes. And when I entered the exam and just saw my screen, I was shocked to see 230 minutes. But since I had the guidelines that you gave us to follow the 80, 75, 75 rule, so I tried to solve the first two sections in 75 minutes. Because when I attempted the mock exams, I realized that the last hour and a half, it gets really tough, because you're not able to focus that much, and your energy levels go down. So I tried to go through the first two sections in the first like 75 and 75, just to give myself enough cushion for the last section, that even if I am exhausted, I have enough time to attempt all those questions. And because of that time management schedule, I was able to answer all those questions. And when I answered my last question, I had just 2.5 minutes left, and then I just reviewed that section and just submitted. So yes, time management is very crucial. Not until you have managed your time, I guess the exam is designed like that you won't be able to solve all questions if you don't manage your time properly.
Yes, absolutely. Time management is very important. And if you keep an eye on the clock, only then you would be able to
Exactly.
manage that. After every question, you need to take care how much time you have spent and would you be able to
Yes.
that benchmark. All right. Okay, great. If I ask you, what was the distribution of agile based question in the exam, agile versus waterfall?
I would say more than 50%. More than 50% questions were agile, and quite a few questions were from hybrid.
Right.
Because when we were having the discussions, when you had a session in which you shared in which you shared your experience, and I was listening to other experiences, other candidates experience from your YouTube channel. They said that more than 50% is agile, or around 50% is agile, and the rest is waterfall. But in my case, it wasn't like that. I get more than 50% agile and around 20-25% hybrid questions. So waterfall was around 20-25%, not more, not more than that.
Right. All right. And also, a lot of students are saying like people domain or people management, stakeholders management, or team management. One of the dominant portions of the exam is relevant to these different topics. What was your experience?
Yes, stakeholder management and stakeholder engagement. Very important topic, and quite a few questions. I would say around 30 to 40 questions were regarding stakeholders management, people domain, and quite a few of them were relevant to leadership skills. Like you're leading a team and you have to manage a conflict. Like you are leading a team and you have to engage stakeholders. So yes, it was very dominant part of the exam.
Right. Good. Any questions in which you need to do some calculation?
Yes, in fact, 2 to 3 things that were different from your experience to my experience is that I got questions from all domains, especially. There were questions from quality, there were questions from procurement, there were questions regarding calculation, 2 questions especially, in which I have to do simple calculation, but calculations. And there were questions regarding integration as well. So there were questions from all domains.
Questions from all domain. Uh, is there anything that you saw in the exam that we couldn't discuss during the course or during those mock exam sessions, or anything that you saw that you think we couldn't discuss?
Nothing. All the questions, all the 180 questions, I was able to grasp the concept. I was able to understand the core idea of that question, and I guess except for not no I attempted all the questions, and I was confident that that the answer that I chose was correct. So yes, we discussed each and every concept that was present in the exam.
So, for example, what I can infer from it, like the current course that we had or that I teach, plus you read a book and solve those mock exam, it covers 100% of the course content.
Exactly, and it prepares you absolutely perfectly for the exam. So yes.
Right. Any don'ts, anything that you think you should not have done, or anyone who is preparing for the exam should not do that.
Not attending your Q&A sessions
Right.
because it kind of deters you from going to the exam, because if someone could tell me the difficulty level of the exam, I would have attempted that exam 2 to 3 weeks earlier.
Right.
I had a discussion with Fahad and Bilal as well, and I just motivated them to go for the exam the other day, next day, because it's not that difficult. Attending your Q&A sessions and attempting all those questions just demotivates you. Although it battle hardens you for the exam, and it wouldn't have been possible to crack the exam without those questions and that and concepts. It also gives that feeling that I'm not prepared for the exam. But if I wouldn't have attended those questions, I believe I would have attempted the exam 2 to 3 weeks earlier.
So today I received a call from one of the aspirants. She lives in New York, and she said, I am a Scrum Master for last 15 years. And randomly I saw your video on YouTube and I was not able to answer the questions. I have contacted to tell you like who made these questions. So yes, those questions are extremely difficult as we discussed, but those are very, very important. So uh, as you mentioned, I actually started these questions after your course, or when we started that your batch.
Yes.
During that time, I started, conducting these sessions. Before that, I used not to conduct these sessions, and the number of students who used to appear for the exam was two, three, four per month. This month, you are the 22nd PMP who has passed PMP exam for
Mhm.
the first time. And this is just because of these sessions. So these sessions keep you motivated, keep you involved. Okay, something is going to happen on Monday, right? You need to study something. Then you score less, then you go back and study again. And then Wednesday, then Friday. So thrice a week when you come and you have that deep discussion, and you know the way we discuss things. So It's not like that, okay, I just run through the session, okay, this is the question and this is the answer. I really want to understand what students are thinking, what's in their mind. And you might have noticed like everybody discusses everything, whatever is, and sometimes people get frustrated. They say these are extremely difficult questions, like we're not able to answer it, and it seems like we are going to fail the exam. So yes, but the idea is to challenge you so that you really go back, you go through the content, you learn, and you feel like you need to learn rather than just thinking like it's a cakewalk and just you would be able to pass the exam. So if somebody gets 5, 6, or 7 in my mock exams, those live Q&A, the person is ready. I can simply
Exactly.
sense with their scores, okay, the person is ready or not. And that's why I kept on insisting in every session, don't get discouraged because of these questions. These questions, these are not evaluations. These are just to help you learn. Every single question is a new concept. So think it like in every Q&A, you're learning 10 concepts. So yes, I had that risk in my mind. Like after going through these questions, people would feel discouraged. But interestingly, people who were constantly attending those sessions, they are passing the exam. And they're saying those are really important, very relevant. So that gave me more confidence. And now we are putting more effort in designing good quality questions, because coming up with good quality question, it takes a lot of time.
Exactly.
Almost we spend 10 hours a day to prepare
Oh,
for one session, minimum 10 hours. So for one session, dedicated 10 hours are needed to prepare those 10 questions. Then those are reviewed, then those are designed, then those are presented, then those are recorded, then those are uploaded. So 10 hours to 15 hours of dedicated time is going on in those sessions. So that's why those are really important. All right. If you have to advise somebody, you are a mentor, let's suppose, and you need to advise all of the people, aspirants who are listening to you, what would you advise? Like they want to kickstart PMP preparation, what they need to do?
just follow a plan. Most importantly, that's the most important thing. Follow a plan and have a mentor, as you said. So having a constant guidance is very important, very, very important. Because if I were to go back and start the journey all over again, I would choose the same path. I would have you and I would have the same tools and techniques, and I would exactly follow the same path. And that's the purpose of in fact achieving of all the things in your life, that not until you have a plan, not until you have a motivation, not until you have a coach, you won't be able to achieve anything. So yes, having a plan is most important. Having a guidance, proper guidance is most important, and obviously tools and techniques comes at the end, but it's very important as well. So I would take this opportunity to thank you for mentoring all of us and guiding us to the right path and making the journey so easy that I was able to crack it in the first attempt. Thank you.
Thank you so much for kind words. One last question. You have gone through the entire process. So this question is really close to my heart. I really want to understand this. You have gone through the entire process. You have attended the session. You have gone through the book, and you have attempted mock exams. You attended all the Q&A sessions. You passed the exam. What do you think, how important this course, entire journey or entire process is for one's professional growth and learning from practical perspective?
Very important. You have to understand the concept of this. First, you have to understand the concept of this certification. It's not like that someone without having a relevant project management experience would just get up and understand all the concept, wrote all the ideas, and just go through the exams. No, having proper experience and then going to a trainer who has relevant experience, who understands all the concepts, who understands the needs of the participants, only then you would be able to crack the exam and this whole journey. So I would say that your experience matters a lot, and having a professional and relevant PMI trainer just like you is very important. And obviously your motivation and understanding the idea behind the concept of this PMP is really important. Not until you have relevant experience, I am not sure you would be able to clear the exam.
Yes, absolutely. It becomes easier if you have relevant experience. You can pass the exam easily. And also, this is very important for. So, why I asked this question, people believe that maybe it's an exam that tests theory, it's an exam that has, that is a kind of bookish. No, this exam really tests your practical understanding of project management. So if you really want to understand what exactly the project management is, how it is done, or you want to improve your project management skill set, PMP is the right choice for you. And this is what I'm learning from people with diverse experience. So, for example, if somebody is with a 5 year experience, or 10 years, or 15 years, I have students who have 30 years of experience, 25, 35, 20. Everybody is saying the entire process, the course, the content, and material is really, really helpful. And the way PMI designed this course is amazing. It really adds value in terms of learning, in terms of career growth and development. So, yes, if you are thinking about this course, must do it, because it would not just give you a piece of paper, it would give you the right knowledge to improve your work, to improve the way you have been working, or to contribute better in your organization. So yes, this is very important course. Shazman, I think we have covered everything. Thank you so much, and I'm really happy to see you smiling. That's the goal. When I see my students happy, smiling when they achieve their goal, that's what the return I get. A lot of students, they ask me, like, you spend a lot of time, you are doing so much volunteering, so much free content for everybody. Why? The idea is to see people happy, progressing, developing in their career, really motivates me. So this is one of the reasons I do that, and thank you so much for doing that. This is a return for me for all the efforts that I did with all of you people. So once again, thank you, congratulations. And also, this would be a motivation for people, for your colleagues who are preparing for the exam. So thank you
Exactly.
for doing the exam, or you are the first in your batch, right? So
Yes.
this is again a motivation for them. So that would be really helpful. Uh, Congratulations. We will be in touch, and thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank you for your guidance, especially. And I would like to once again mention that that all this process and all this happiness wouldn't have been possible without your support and guidance. So thank you, most importantly. And in fact, I love this journey, and the satisfaction and the happiness that I got, that I was reviewing other certifications of PMI just to check how to go about the other certification, just to uh, be in this process. So yes, we'll be in touch for those future ambitions as well. So yes,
Sure,
thank you once again.
absolutely, absolutely. Enjoy your success, celebrate, spend time with your family, and then we'll come back and we will move towards next endeavor.
Yeah, sure. Thank you very
Thank
much
you so
once again.
much. Take good care. Have a nice day.
You too. Thank you.
Bye.
Goodbye.